A folded tubular cast-on starts with a provisional cast-on with waste yarn, and this one is crocheted onto a knitting needle, and you can find that in another teeny tiny tutorial. So I cast on half of the stitches I want to end up with. There are 12 here, and I want to end up with 24. So I've done the cast on to waste yarn, and now I have worked 4 rows with my working yarn. And at this point, I am going to undo this provisional cast on. So I like to keep a pin here to remind me which edge I want to take out. Okay, so I want to be a little bit careful about this. I don't like dropping stitches, although it's not the end of the world if you do. So I'm just going to go one at a time here, and I use a smaller needle to do this because I find that it's much easier to manipulate the stitches when I fold this over, and I'm going to be working from both needles. So when you pick out your provisional cast on, you're going to end up with 1 fewer stitches if you are actually working flat like this is right here. So I cast on 11 or 12 stitches, and I am left with 11. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So the way that I get around that is I use this little loop at the end here, and that is just created when you go from the first to the second row with your working yarn. So I'm going to put that up on my needle, and now I'm just going to take that out. And at this point I am ready. I'm just going to get this in position. Here's my working yarn, and then I also have my tail. So I'm going to move both of those kind of out of the side. I'm going to fold this over now, and I want the stockinette side to show here. So this is the knit side, and I folded in the purl side. And I'm going to knit 1 stitch from the front. You're going to probably want to go a little bit slower than you usually knit. There's 1 stitch from the front, especially as you're setting this up. Now I'm going to purl 1 stitch from the back needle, and then that's going to come off my needle. I'm going to be very careful not to drop any extra stitches off of my needles. So here is a purl from the back needle. So knit from the front, and then purl from the back. And you can see as this is going along, it's giving you a really nice folded edge. And this makes a gorgeous edge for hats and socks, sweaters, sleeves, gloves, anything. I love this edge.